Do you know what the number one easiest way to save somebody from alcoholism, if you have an alcoholic in the family or if you realize that you're an alcoholic yourself? The number one way is to recognize that you have a problem. The earlier, the better. The earlier that you realize someone has, an unnatural relationship with alcoholism and you're able to intervene or things like drinking alone, drinking in isolation, hiding your bottles and cans, having an unable ability to regulate your drinking, interfering with relationships. If you see this happening in someone, and this usually happens in teens and early 20s, this is when families need to step in, when they have the most control, when they have the most influence on their loved one. The best way to stop alcoholism is to stop it before it ever starts. Because unfortunately, I talk to people every day whose loved ones are in late stage 3, stage 4, where they've been drinking for 20, 30, 35, 40 years. And they're very in the late stages, and the family's just exhausted, and they don't really know what to do. Unfortunately, there's a limited amount of things that you can do, and all of them are pretty extreme, and they still require the cooperation of the actual alcoholic. So it becomes an uphill battle, and by then everyone is so exhausted and filled with anger and frustration that they just want to, part ways with the whole thing. But the real issue is you want to catch it before it gets to that point, long before it gets to that point, if it's possible. Awareness is key to survivability when it comes to the disease of alcoholism. Because in reality, if you have a son or daughter who's, in their late teens and their 20s, you still have influence on them as a parent. I mean, if they're coming home late and you can tell, you smell beer breath or alcohol breath, or maybe that you can tell they're under some influence of a different kind of drug. They're all drugs. And the earlier you snap that out and stomp on that, the better chance you have later in life. Because if you can get them in their 20s, they have a high survivability rate. If they're in their 30s and 40s, it's an uphill climb, and then a lot of times their spouses have to deal with it, and their spouses aren't really going to know what to do, and it becomes an uphill climb. The percentages go down by like 20 to 30% every 5 years. Someone's been an alcoholic. If someone's been an alcoholic for 30 years, you're looking at a 5% chance of survival, unfortunately. So if you get them earlier on, the higher the chance that you can save the alcoholic in your family. And again, if these kind of scenarios make sense to you, click on the link above, schedule a breakthrough call. I have a whole program. The least I can do is point you in the right direction. But I'm really looking for at least 5 people this week. I've got some spots, save some families, and save some alcoholics as well. Again, please like, share, and comment. We also have a Facebook group called Amanda, A Cautionary Tale of Alcoholism, and we go over alcohol-related topics every day. And again, thanks for listening.